Hey guys, Ola Frank here, and it's actually been a while since Crestoria came out, and actually there's really noticed, and I can't really zip on, but we are getting our very first notable banner, which is, of course, the Summoner banner. We also have like a Summertime Luna attachments, but that, so we're getting our first set of events. We're actually getting Summer Komodo E and Summer Gold here? I think that's what his name is. So let's see if we can get the banner. I suppose it's just summer stuff. So we have first wave, and then we're going to have exchange tickets to get more accessories. Story quests are going to be cut down by half AP cost, power up, and guild also just... Sorry, power quest AP tuning. But yeah, so there's kind of already starting to kind of cover up some of the stuff here. So kind of cover three and some... Felger. I think I'm still getting it wrong, but... You know, we have the stats here. Crit damage from 20. So yeah, overall, like, not too bad. I might try to get Komodo E for healing. So, and this, obviously, the banner's going live. Actually, as I'm recording this, it's tomorrow. And I might do a few something on the banner and have it recorded. But, okay, so enough about me. That's sort of getting distracted, but I do want to get my thoughts actually on the game. Kind of what I'm happy with the game, what I'm kind of annoyed about the game, and kind of the players. Annoying and the players are are both one of the same categories, so I'll explain that as we go across. So first off, instant positive, Tales of Mobile, global mobile game. It's still here, it's at least here. I'm going to enjoy the best that I can. Kairos, banners, in fact, one of the summons. Here, the rates. I'm going to 100% honest. I'm happy with that. It's 5% SSR set, and the rates are kind of all displayed here. We're going to get our first banner tomorrow, so I'm going to see what the rates are going to be like when we get into that. But that's very much a positive, net positive to me. Yeah, the banner and the rates look really interesting enough, so you know, and that's a good for the positive necessary here. Arena is very much a decent mode. I'm not going to do it. I did like the idea that we have sort of that little PvP, and there's a session here, and I'm going to cover all that in a bit, but I just want to at least throw up with the proceeds, levels, and stuff like that. So, you know, that's another net positive. I also like the music, which is very nice to hear. And a great net positive for me is the Tales of History. Personally, for me, this is very nice to have, where we can go over sort of all the Tales games. Like, here's all the originals. As you can see, even though perhaps it's right up there with the different Japanese versions, okay? Which is very impressive. So we have the original up from Fantasy, and we have all the crossover games like Bandom, Tactics, Reading Mythology versus even the mobile games that were in Japan. So yeah, like that's a very nice net level positive for me. I mean, like the Tales chronology. So you can kind of see how all the releases kind of throughout again. So that's on the anime, I suppose. It's Tales of the animation. Okay, so yeah, like that's a very nice net positive for me. Like I'll give that's very good positive net positive. Missions I'm thinking fine with. They're not too difficult, and they do unlock over time with your content. I think. Although I want to get briefly that content releases is very clear. We're about to get our first set of limited quests, so I'm going to look into that. I'm looking forward to that. I might just record the events as they play along, so you guys kind of have the table of contents of these events while they're rolling up. Power quests, skill quests, unlock same time. Perfect reason to start grinding your characters. The brand system doesn't seem too bad. I'll take that. Story's pretty nice to have. Bandit Harm, great endgame content. Honestly, no complaints on that one. Trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to cover up here? Oh, raids and guilds. I enjoy the raids, but I have complaints about that as well. Again, we'll cover more out to the negative. And the guilds, they're fine. It does guild things. You know, I'm not gonna throw too much shit into it at the current moment. Aside the fact that there are like some people trying to scam people with their guild, so cautious on your joining guilds. But you guys want to know, I do have a guild myself. It's called the Fifth Fleet. We are a very small guild, honestly. So honestly, that's just really us at the moment. So we're gonna build up over time. I'm trying to think about the character rosters next in, not too bad. As I mean, although I admit some of the characters who are rares, I do immediately depend on dirty, but you know, I kind of want to see an SSR Kratos, but we're gonna get him in the Fantasy League. The 10 box is a nice little mechanic. You can kind of just jump in and out of that within a certain time period to get 4 a day. Resets during Japan time, which for me is going to be in a few minutes at this point of recording. Because I'll show you time recording is like 20 past 8 so, in the night, so for me that's close to Japanese reset time. And that was new. But I generally would, and there's the kind of thing, the character room is all, and the character upgrade stuff. It's not too bad. Like, it's nice to have. So yeah, I'm not saying that's not. So most of the positives are pretty nice. I mean, it's very sweet to have. So let's kind of cover the negatives because honestly, and the fears, because they kind of all fit two ends. They kind of all link together so perfectly well that it's actually kind of enforcing. Raids, as pointed out. Assistant raids cost BAP. Look how much I have. I joined in the free raids. That has not dropped once. That's very concerning. That could be just rank ups. And incidentally, I've disconnected a few times of raids, so you know that may be just a problem. The thing. I suppose they changed this far as well. I'm not gonna complain too much. And the character, like, there's a universal like increase the character mobility, so it's also good. So fair enough. I don't want to say anything with banners just yet, so we'll kind of keep that on the hopes. I want to kind of cover up saying that costing for things is a bit to be desired, but we'll just have to wait and see. My fear is that, you know, it could get a little out of hand after a while, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. So just kind of fish that bird out. But we'll kind of jump back here to talk about sort of the, I suppose the negatives I want to kind of toss out the question up here is kind of how long it takes to get the raids. So just for the sheer nature of it, anyone's wondering, you have to wait till you clear this chapter. I messed up a little bit, but that's fine because I'm steering the team. It's chapter 2-3. Alright. So that's chapter 2. And there's 5 chapters here. It takes a very long time to get to that chapter. Because what, we go to Bar Sin. Sorry, not Bar Sin, sorry. We go to Fiery Vengeance. Okay, maybe not. There was like quite a good bit in. I'm trying to remember what it was. Maybe I just make it misthinking that. And then there's skits, I suppose actually skits for pretty nice to have. But yeah, so you got me in search. I'll cover them at some point. I was going to bring up an argument about that kind of deleted there is. I suppose actually no window, nowhere there is Power Quest. There was one. I had that in my mind. When these kind of expire and you get your new set, you cannot, and I don't know why this is the case, so when this goes away, Fire and Earth and Light become available, I can't play those things after reset. I have to wait 8 hours to play them modes, play those ones when the reset happens. So that's fair, but then again, I can contribute to the reset and these kind of, but these go away. When the reset happens, those go away, and we can't do the other ones. Man, it's the rainbow one here, that's always staying around. But that's a very big thing to cover up. That's a very big problem. I'm hoping that they fix up that reset that in a future point. And actually, I suppose actually a bit of a positive, actually we're going to notice they have acknowledged that some of the stuff here has been, it's definitely a case here. It's a game a bit buggy, but the update has kind of fixed up a few things here. And they fixed a few like ongoing issues on that. But and the challenge and stuff, that's cleared up now. But let's kind of get to the eerie part, and that was I'm kind of bouncing this all into this. Let's get to the arena now because I think that's going to be a big topic to talk about. First off, arena ticket bug. I have no arena tickets, although probably when I put this up, I probably got one. No, the game is telling me I have one. that's gonna frustrate me in the long end. That's actually going to be a situation that I think that should have to be covered. Also, season 1 was 3 days. Let's ignore Discord for a moment. This is kind of where things kind of lead into that notice I was talking about. And you guys kind of saw it there. Incorrect arena rewards gathering information. Acquisition information. Following the correct is that they had to be this. There was enough stuff to actually have this happen, so this is why they had to do it. Incorrect information. Only apply on global, by the way. If either of these following conditions are met in a season, you will drop on grid. Your successful victory ratio was less than 50%, or you fall for your intent balance, you drop 2 grids. In reality, it was if your victory condition was less than 70 and you fought less than 40. That's a huge information that was a huge misinformation. That should have been corrected day 1 if it was on JP as well. The thing is, this was on JP. That information was clear. On global, no such luck. And this was another thing. No information in regards to requiring grades. They had to be eligible for these rewards, you must participate in more than 40 battles. That should have been included right from the get-go. It was in Japan and global never got. That should have been addressed immediately. I'm sorry that had to be the case. I myself have part 2 in a bit, and here's the thing. This was released on Thursday, technically. Thursday and Wednesday. Seasons resets on Sunday. Players only got to do 20 fights if they were casually going through them. That's insane. And I think that should have been addressed immediately. And I think that should be a bit of a case. But it does mean something else. 40 it's only goes for a week. If a player is just doing their 5 PvP fights a day, that's 35 fights a week. They always miss it by 5. That is a huge thing that has to be addressed. I think it has to be addressed. I think there needs to be some leniency in that. I really want that to be satisfying for obviously it's going to be more for players to just come and enjoy their game, casually play PvP, because you're going to drive people away from that mode, and if you make so many improvements that it's going to knock them out. And what else? Because Fire Emblem Heroes, as long as you do a arena run, you're fine. Legends kind of is a burn off, but I don't play this like Legend anymore, so ignore not. Instead of that though, the battle pass I'm happy enough with. As I said, and my fear is that it doesn't kind of change, and it's not, and most people are going to miss out on the rewards. So I'm kind of wanting, and especially new players, are going to be overwhelming for them to do 40 fights, especially if they start really early in the week, really late in the week. So I kind of want leniency, kind of put up set up there. Sorry, Bandai, I have to stick on that one. Trying to think let's see. There was a few more. There was also more negatives. I'm trying to remember them. There was a big one. I'm trying to remember the crucial one. I think there is a crucial one that I do want to talk about. And I have to really call Bandai on this one. The global JP server separation. I hate that idea because if they were releasing the same day, why not put them on the same server? You do it with Legends. That is a... So if there's any arguments to kind of go against it, that makes more sense. Now, there is an argument because JP uses paid gems and free gems. That's a bit of a nice art. I suppose that makes a bit of sense. But if the game's released the same day, I think it has to be put at the balance out point. Which is going to lead to my biggest fear, and I think a lot of people are kind of jumping on this one already, and I hope Bandai kind of sorts that out and kind of gives that little... take care of this really quickly. Global Ultimate I'll reword that. Ultimate Global Shaft. The same... where the global server will shut down and JP will still run, and the global player and it will make very much player sad, and especially if we get the cliffhanger parts. I don't want to repeat a phrase. That's generally what I'm going to put up here. I want at least someone to come out from Bandai to say that that's not going to be the case. We're going to treat global players a bit fairly in this one. That we're going to get. I kind of hope Bandai kind of gives the game a bit more, give more of a push and stuff. That has to be there. I want this game to see. I want Tales of to have a very good playable part with the plan. Some global. I want that. I just want that, but I can't, in good conscience, keep this on very good. Be supportive of Capcom, not Bandai with mobile Tales games if they do the global shaft. That has to be taken care of. That has to be, and that's a big fear for me. Ultimate global shaft. I'm handling it in this way. The global had that misinformation that had to be corrected immediately. That was a big problem, and they had to be persuaded and had to be sorted. Also, JP got a guaranteed SSR multi-summon. Global got nothing of that sort. I want Bandai to at least come out and say, we're going to treat the global plans a little bit better. We want at least, but we'll treat the global plans. We'll listen to the global plans. And we'll help these guys out. I know that there's a lot of focus to JP. I understand that, right? It's there, but the global fan base is very much in desperation for proper Tales of games, and they want to keep their Tales of games enjoyable, especially with Arise being delayed. This might actually. And you think if the global services game get called off right before Rise arrives, think how much that could have impacted the game sales. And think what happens if that got a promotional event and how much players would be pissed at it. I'm really wanting to put this aspect. That's kind of a big persuasion of fears, but I want to kind of get this out. I want to find out as much as I can. Because like I said, but I'll go for it quickly over here. Bottom line, the story content is nice to come around. Banner, it's nice to have, but I'm going to keep an eye on that a little bit more. Arena's not too bad. Phantom Heart's nice end-game content. I'm going to probably work on a little bit more. Time Box is a very nice addition to the game. As I'll do a quick random summon here. Oh, Big Outs, I should probably say, Big Outs amazing. I'm going to put I should put down the positives, but never mind. But yeah, so yeah, negatives and fears. Arena has to be retweaked a bit. My fear is that's not going to be, and people are going to be pushed off that content, and it's going to be a problem if they want to bring us more characters. That's going to be a problem. They need to fix up a bit of the raid. I fixed up a little bit more raids. Trying to think what else. Obviously fix up the bugs, and they've already addressed that part. That's fine. The situation with global specifically it's a problem and a fear. I hope that that's kind of the case. Oh, I don't have a ticket. Never mind. I thought I have. Oh no, I do have a ticket. So we'll just run that ticket instead. But yeah, no. I do think I'll do a friend summon as well. Why not? But yeah, as much as friend summon is actually not that bad here. But yeah, it does feel like a proper Tales of game in some regards. But I really want them to kind of like sort things out quickly. Again, that's just me. That's probably yeah. But then again, that's okay. And that's a bit. That's unfortunate for me. But yeah, so I do hope. I'm like I said, I am putting on the Reddit and stuff, and I'm curious what people on the Reddit think of this game, is the way things are going. But like I said, I just wanted to plan other things, and this went up a lot longer than I thought. The challenge missions are nice, but it's apparently been bugged out every time, so you know, kind of fix that up as well. But yeah, no, generally, it's my fears. If things go down the line, and my fears you could confirm that Global is going to get the ultimate shaft, then. You know, if Bandai does announce a new Tales of mobile game for Global, I'm going to have very much doubts on if they would treat the Global fan base fair. I'm not going to lie. I also said like a long time ago when this game is for Global, I was going to keep my eye on this game, and I'm going to stick to that word. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to try to keep you guys up with news as much as I can. But again, like I said, I'm going to be very observant to what Bandai does, and I'm going to judge them effectively every step of the way. I know for some people that's going to be, I'm going to think I'm being kind of annoyed and stuff, but, you know, Tales of Ray had happened, and I really, really want a Tales of mobile game to see it unplayable. But I want Bandai, and what I'm doing is going to be probably. But some people are going to say it's going to be buffer, but I do kind of want them. That is my hopes and stuff. But you know, this is going a lot longer than I thought, and I didn't expect me to make like a 20 or so minute video just, you know, discussing this. But while kind of that just starts the background sunglasses. I suppose, yeah, that's kind of my own thing. I'll probably make sure to write up on the Reddit post, so I'm going to put this in and just kind of say TLDR, here's what I meant, here's what I'm going to say closely. But you know, what do you guys all think? What I'm going to say? Am I right to be have some of these fears, or am I just being paranoid? What am I saying? Something I say have a point, or am I just, or is there anything else you just want to add that I may have missed and stuff like that? I really want to know. Just let me know for the comments, either for the YouTube video or maybe just for Reddit itself. I'm going to try to keep my eye on the tail. I'm going to try to get involved with try to be a good bit involved in Tales for Sarah. Get more involved with Reddit and stuff, like be like part of that community as much as I can, but we'll have to wait and see how things flow. But yeah, no, I've rambled on for about 21. I've rambled on for like at least 20 minutes, and I did not intend to be that long, but yeah. You know, I'll put a TLDR version in like the comments and stuff, just for anyone to kind of see it if they don't have time and stuff. And you guys want to comment and stuff on that, based on that, go right ahead. Anyway, that was it for this time. I'll see you all next time. Like I said, I'll try. There's some of the banners should be coming out. I'll do quick like a summon video on that. And I'll talk more about the banner. I mean, that my thoughts about more of the banner when that comes up. So that's the only bit of information I couldn't cover today. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.